boys, welcome to the show. It's a glorious day, beautiful day here in Marteloup.
So glorious,
as most days are in Marteloup.
I don't know if it is glorious.
No?
There was a lady walking behind me, and she goes, "Well, I can understand now why they're getting sued from the Marteloup."
More on that in the Pinder Report.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned on that. Presentation of Bet365. Big day for Bet365. Look out, boys.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to get in on the Stanley Cup playoffs, might be your last chance.
Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. And the super chat.
Oh, yeah.
Raising money for the Youth Centers of Calgary. You put a comment into the live YouTube chat with the donation, and you're helping the kids, and we'll put your comment on the program. That's
good combo.
Easy.
Also, good luck for the Panthers is what the super chat. The more
it
makes, it's clear that the more the super chat makes, the better the Panthers do.
Yeah, let's
there's
get
a direct correlation.
Rah.
Red is back. You've been freshly buffaloed. How was it?
That was so good.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh God, so good.
Look at his hat, guys. Look at his hat, guys.
Look at him, George.
Yeah,
George STR8.
Get it?
Mm-hmm. It's deep.
You got quite the outfit on,
Yeah, I got a lot of red and yellow.
Yeah.
Big day in Calgary. I promise you this. If we get the right thing tonight, I won't be wearing red and yellow tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a big day, I guess.
Huge.
Yeah.
Kids and ball finals. We got special top secret event.
Yeah, that's right there.
Can't tell you.
With a comment.
Can't say anything. No, don't. You got tomorrow.
You know what? Here's what I've come to realize.
We don't have any.
I don't think we have a whole lot to do with it.
Shut the front
I
door.
know. Yeah, I feel like.
What are you talking about? We have massive influence on all things.
Because I've kind of monitored how things go. It's, well, if you do this, well, I'm going to do this. And I don't know that there's really any connection between what I wear, eat, do.
That's an impossibility because the world and all things science are connected.
It's the butterfly effect, right, Brett?
And there's different layers, and this is going to affect that, and then the other worlds, it's going to be different than that.
Never mind the other dimensions.
Yeah,
but I guess
you're way off base in your comment, Dean.
Just my place in it, because I feel like there's probably other people out there who would be on the other side. They're probably trying to do non-jinxy
like
things,
J-Rod,
wearing the right stuff and eating and not doing
coaches of the team,
or just whatever it is. I feel like
the game,
or the losers from OILERS.
So does that cancel out my attempts with?
Okay, well then I'll just say it.
I don't like this at all.
You're not going to like it, but you got to think it through here. What's happening this weekend? 3 days of rain and 11 degrees.
Okay.
Maybe there's something to watch on TV one of those nights.
Are you going opposite, George, or what are you?
I'm just saying.
You don't want to watch the hoops?
Oops.
No.
Oops. Because it's a game 6 tonight.
Okay, I retract that statement.
Well, again, you know what? It has no bearing on it, Rhett.
If you guys just want to scream that the Oilers have won the cup and the series is over, that worked on Friday. We need to get back to that script.
It's a bit of a twist because it's the I'm hedging my emotional whatever upside downside. Another game, great,
right?
Because I'm so positive.
What did we say on Friday?
I don't know,
Jack.
What do you? Because
I don't remember. I mean, I've had a lot of beers between now and then.
Well, yeah.
But no, I just remember
did you get punched in the nose
Thursday
as well?
night?
Because it looks like there's a whole bunch of
sun. A lot of sun out here. A lot of baseball on the weekend. Thursday night was a demoralizing loss for Panthers Nation and Canada's team, the Florida Panthers. And I think you guys really wore that on Friday, if I remember correctly. If the Panthers get a bounce in overtime, how differently do you feel? Not at all. I mean, it was another one bounce game if you just tuned in halfway through the second. And I get it. You can't just wipe away a 3-0 lead, but we literally sat here and said it's probably going to be another coin flip game.
It changes, obviously. 3-1 changes everything, but it doesn't change what you saw happen in that game last night.
Right.
The Panthers shit the bed.
Oilers did Oilers things.
You have a chance to go up 3-1 and take a stranglehold. And this is the team you're supposed to be. You're being lauded as this band of brothers and this, pack of dogs. Not last night. Not with essentially the cup on the line.
So you weren't impressed when they tied it in the final minute? With
Not
an
really.
Behind them? You weren't impressed?
Not really,
That was
no.
not impressive.
No.
God, you're negative. That was very impressive.
Horseshit luck is what it was, because they tried to make another play. It went off a leg and came back to Reinhardt.
Oh, just like the game winner in overtime where a one-handed shovel towards the net goes off a leg and in? Come on, there's luck both ways.
It's okay, Ryan.
No, I'm telling you,
okay.
The odds are still going to be, like, you can be emotional. The sports books are not. Edmonton will not be minus 500 on Saturday.
What are they?
They'll probably be minus 150.
Yes,
look.
They are going to be
which is
favored
what
at
Florida
home.
was last night, which is we still have a series. I can't believe you're writing them off.
Yeah, whatever.
It's good editing.
Yeah, they can make you sound like you're saying anything.
Spun me into a corner there.
Yeah. Jack really
it's been
twisted our words.
I guess I blocked out a lot of what happened a year ago. I don't remember it being this topsy-turvy.
Has it been good hockey?
How has it been so close? 3 overtime, but
4 overtime periods through 5 games.
Right?
Yeah, it's wild.
But yet, and then 2 blowout.
But it could have been a sweep as well.
Yes.
Yep. And Edmonton could have been up 3-0 as well. I mean, this is, I guess not 3-0, but 3-1. You played a lot of overtime. There's been a lot of coin toss games, and I think the hockey's been phenomenal. The uninvested, the non-Florida Edmonton fans have said this is a series for the ages. All these incredible comebacks. When have you turned off this series?
I don't believe that. Watching? What are you talking about? It was 6-1 in Florida.
Yeah, and it was a WrestleMania for the third period. You couldn't turn it off. It was amazing. Everyone was out for blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so Florida is up in game 5, but this is the one team they can come back. And so even that was kind of good until the empty netter seal.
Empty netters do it. Yeah.
So the big goals have been told.
You need those big goals, those big empty netters.
No, it's been a phenomenal series from everything I've read outside of Edmonton and Florida, where it's just everyone's so
the people
emotional.
in Buffalo are pissed right off.
Are they?
They should be.
This is bullshit.
They're getting screwed.
Yeah. JJ Paterka leaving
probably
town.
move that team out of there.
Yeah. I was reading this morning.
Has been for a while.
The ratings are not great in the U.S.
No,
people in Canada are watching.
Well, it's Canada's team.
Yeah, but outside of bubble, when there was nothing else to watch on TV, trying to remember, I think it was the Detroit back cups there that the ratings were
huge.
Well, this is
the worst since. Yeah. Okay. I mean, look, this is a really, really small hockey market and a Canadian team.
I actually would not be surprised. I'm kind of jumping on you there, but if you're in Florida,
you might not even know.
It might not be on the bar.
You might have to ask for it on TV.
Right?
Whereas if you've got, and again, it was the first playoffs in how many dozens of years, if not ever, that there was no original 6 American teams that got in. You had no Rangers, no Bruins, no Wings, no Hawks. These are not traditional big hockey markets that they're watching. It's a Canadian market with a great player and a very good team that happens to play in a place where hockey might not crack the top 5 sports in people's
big highlight fans.
Yeah. I mean, I've spent very little time down there, so I can't speak to it, but it would seem like that would probably be accurate. There are a lot of people who are showing up to the road games. They're filling the lower bowl to watch it on the big screen and stuff like that. But
no, there's a lot of great fans there, but the difference between fans and TV ratings is you're talking about tens of thousands versus millions of people, right? Like this does not register outside of that hardcore 25 to 40,000 Panthers fans, I'm guessing.
So what to expect? No idea. You know what it is? I've just kind of decided I'm going to let it play out.
That's a good idea. Come in to talk about tomorrow.
Well, you don't want to get emotional, Dean. Yeah. Emotions get in the way of good decisions, right? Could influence your decision making.
I guess it can.
You could let the emotions get the best of you. You might tie into 10 or 12 beer.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're twisting off.
Yeah.
Throwing pizza at the kids.
Going out with Jack.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Ending up at the Trop.
Careful.
These 2 dummies were at it again.
Careful out there. Hey, big win for the Cats. I'd celebrate.
On
So what happened?
When there's an
I
issue,
called up Ryan. I didn't, I was like, didn't plan on staying out till the lights came on. I'm like, that's your fault.
Well, it's weird because Ryan wasn't out on Thursday. Oh, wait.
Don't recall.
Oh, he was.
It's a long time ago.
What's the over-under on Bet365 of beers consumed between Thursday and, let's just say now?
Ooh, Jack, can we just turn off the broadcast for a moment?
Hot mic.
Let's just say it would be equivalent to about a 999 for my liver every day.
Ryan, he just can't. Got to stay out till the lights come on. Well, yeah, you know that. That's what you signed up for.
That's what downtown people do. Big show.
No, not my wife. She's not happy. Keep moving. Back to you, Dean.
So what can we tell you about this game tonight? Oilers making some changes.
Oh,
yeah. They're going to have a new goaltender again.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, Grant Fuhr coming in.
Skinnamarink.
Yeah, Skinnamarink-doo. There you see it. Now, RNH is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and he actually did not skate, but he's expected to play. So that's what you can anticipate, according to Ron Schauger of TSN.
Did he not play last game?
No, he's been playing but not practicing, so there's been other people practicing in his spot and skates and things like that. He's clearly very dinged up.
Run the shit out of him.
I think they have been, yeah.
Kane had kind of been banished for his stick fouls. They move him in with Draisaitl and Kapanen back in, Arvidsson out. They take Stetcher and shoot him to the sun, bring in Klingberg on that third pair with Wallman, and put Skinner back in the net. So that's the Chuck Knobloch.
Chucky baby.
Coaching carousel for tonight.
Oh, he might pull a fast one on you.
And of course, that's they're missing Zach Hyman in the series. Kind of I didn't know how to get to
you were going to jump into just blurt it out. That's what I do.
It's just it all feels like it's white noise because once the puck drops, it's who's out. I don't know that Kapanen over Arvidsson or Stetcher. I mean, Ekholm he's your 20-minute guy every night, and he was no good last game. He has to be better. Does it matter if the Florida Panthers are on? If they are not, and the Oilers decide they're going to come through with their best game of the series, then we're going 7.
Mm-hmm. Does it feel that way? Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you a little bit. Like, I missed the last game, so maybe I'm out to lunch. And the game before that, Florida fumbled a 3-goal lead. And in game 1, they fumbled a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Is it the Oilers turning it up, or is it what we said about LA where the Panthers get ahead and then you try and sit on this and you can't?
I think it's probably fair to say there's a bit of both of that. Like you can't dispute the Oilers' ability to erase leads. We've watched it for the last 3 years where it's like things can click and they can hang a crooked number on you quick. But at the same time, you would have higher standards for the defending Stanley Cup champions in the final to be able to not let that happen. But yeah, I think it would be safe to say with LA and with Florida, these are very good teams that usually protect leads well, but you cannot leave a crack. If you've got a chance to close that door, it's got to go all the way. Do not give them an inch.
I think we talked about
analogies there.
You guys did.
Well, it's just...
Is there not heavy concern if you're cheering for Canada's team? Not the Panthers.
That was...
Well, I think
they're getting behind.
There is for sure. They've
allowed 2 goals in the first period every single game.
Yeah.
That's not a recipe.
They've been chasing the entire way. 11-4 in the series in first periods. What do you need? Do you need to have some better starts? Yeah, we need some better starts. That's
clearly.
I think it's easy to assume because the Panthers won a year ago. It's like, hey, well, you guys squandered some leads. Yes, we did. Well, it doesn't. Just because you're aware of it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. That you're going to, hey, let's not do that tonight.
Now that we talked about it,
let's make sure. Let's get a lead in this time. Let's really hang on to it. It's not usually that easy. I've just kind of, honestly, I'm kind of joking about it, but I have no idea.
No, look, we've seen a lot in the 5 games we've watched, and if it might feel like it's one way, and a period later it not be that way at all, we might end up in overtime again. That would be the one thing I'm most comfortable betting is that it's going to be tense at the end, and there's these empty net goals you keep talking about. I feel like that could loom.
Panthers with home ice, So good at shutting these guys down. Well, they lost on home ice, if you recall, recently. They're the best road team in the playoffs. They have 10 road wins or whatever. Sam Bennett has set a record for most road. I don't know.
And Skinner, what's Skinner bringing to the table in Florida where he just got yarded?
Yeah.
We don't know anything about what Skinner's going to give you. That's the thing with Skinner.
So there's no insight we can give on this game.
Nope.
It's kind
Not
of,
a lot.
you're just saying, you're just like, I don't know. And yours, well, I don't know. And so, oops.
Yeah, OKC got a big one last night. Eh?
Tough night for Halliburton.
That's oil and gas company?
Yeah, tough night for sure.
Taliban.
You like gamesmanship? Would you be a guy that would, if you were in a playoff, would be like, I'm going to fuck with these guys? If you had an opportunity.
I'm focused on me usually, but yeah, go ahead. What do you mean?
This is from Mark Spector.
Spec.
So
Spec ain't taking no shit.
So how does it work?
Sweating bullets. Right
so how does it work when you have practice ice? The home team goes first, and then the road team goes on after.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's different in Florida because they have 2 sheets.
They have 2 sheets, 2 sheets of ice. So this was what happened this morning, per Mark Spector.
So
Carter Verhaeghe is alone on the Oilers practice ice while the rest of his team skates on the other ice. Oilers want to practice early, but cannot. He finished. Florida assistant tells Oilers, wait, they're going to flood the ice. Oilers said, don't flood it. Just get the hell off the ice. So they sent one player.
Can't talk that way to people.
Out to go for a twirl.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, the ice was booked for a certain time. I mean,
I guess
if you want to show up early, you better move that booking.
Gamesmanship.
It is a Florida facility, not an Oilers facility.
Yeah.
All things are Oilers. Because everyone loves the Oilers. Isn't that what we've been told?
Well,
I thought there were rules to this stuff.
I think the rule would be if you're booked for a 10 a.m. skate, it probably starts at 10.
Hey, you go on the ice after the home team goes on the ice is the rule.
Yeah, I'm not
right,
sure.
But again, 2 sheets here, as you read.
Feels like there's 2 sheets at that. I've heard it's a wonderful practice facility.
Great practice facility. Yeah. That's a big talking point in Vancouver.
I'd absolutely do what the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, I like that. It's good gamesmanship.
F you.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't cheer for Edmonton. So
what time does the
okay?
What time does the 10:30 skate start?
Yeah, because it's 9:45 here, and we're using it.
Get those guys from Philly down to straighten the Oilers out.
Sure, they were not happy.
I would book like a kid hockey, learn to skate,
festival,
all kinds of cheery parents, blasting kid music,
leave the ice, a festival,
like Care Bear theme song, blasting, like just drive these guys insane.
Sorry, guys, this confetti is really kind of. It's melted right into the ice. We're going to have to chip away at it a little bit.
Little Johnny, it's Connor McDavid. Connor, could we get an autograph for the boy picture? Like, just get right in their grill. You think this is bad for the dark arts? Come on, Florida. You can crank this up. You got a sheet for yourself. Bring out all the stops.
Who knows? Maybe this is the straw that now the Oilers, they're not taking anymore. More guff.
BS. Mm-hmm. Spec's not gonna. Spec was in there swinging.
He was so mad he was double spacing between words and losing punctuation. He's hot.
Okay.
We've not had a Connor McDavid signature moment.
Wow,
that's scary.
That sounds jinxy to me. Like that sounds real jinxy. This is something you're gonna bring up
again. I have no bearing on it, Rhett.
We'll see how you feel about that tomorrow morning.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but that's the problem with you is you just pass everything off. It's fine. Oh.
Passing the buck here, Dean.
I've been plenty jinxy, aware. Can't wear. Don't wear this. Can't. No. It's game 6 tonight. Maybe they'll play 7. I did.
I see them to bring your orange cooler. So
you're not wearing your orange shirt either, right? Weird.
It doesn't matter.
2 to tango.
It does not matter.
It's not orange. This is red.
It's fine. Yeah.
I asked the noodler, Jamie McLennan, because he is there. I said, so what's your gut telling you?
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
I don't think you can quote him these personal messages that you're sending back and forth. Like, is this professional?
Are you violating terms of
privacy? I didn't say off the record.
Hey, noodler, I'm going to use your hot takes.
Well, he's the one that's like, hey, I'm in Florida for game 6, so I'm either flying to Edmonton Wednesday morning or back to Toronto, so I wouldn't make Wednesday's hit. Can I do Thursday?
Perfect.
So I feel like this is the give and take. If he's going to pull on the shot, then he's going to.
All right, fine.
I said, what's your gut? Done or going 7? He says, I feel like 7, but I've been wrong on everything.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, when's Nashville? When does their game 6 start? Cheese toast. Yeah,
I can't believe that Putts came to town.
I know.
Although we said there was.
Yeah, I know. I was going to show you something. It's very self-serving. I don't know if it's not really anything to necessarily enjoy, but a former, I believe, teammate of yours is Bill Lindsay.
Yeah, I've been listening because I'm never home, and I'm always at the lacrosse floor. We're on the floor, and Chili's always babbling away on
Chili.
Yeah, Chili.
Explain that one for me.
Chili Billy.
Chili Billy. Okay, good.
He does the color commentary with Doug Plegans, the play-by-play
who
voice.
I know very well. I used to call the games in San Antonio. Victory Shades.
Friend of the show.
We've had him on multiple times.
Yeah, friend of the show.
Multiple times?
That's correct.
I've never heard this.
Not on this show.
I know because you fall asleep during interviews, but I've literally interviewed him multiple times.
On this show.
I think once on this show and like 3 or 4 at the old spot.
You're full of shit.
Okay.
Anyway,
why are you mad? Don't take your hangover and bring it in here.
Not hungover,
start
not drink
pissing on our parade.
No. You just accused me of lying. That's all.
I've never heard you have this Doug guy
That's
on.
fine.
Sorry, I didn't accuse you of lying. When is this?
You're like, no, I didn't. That's not true. Okay.
There are other circumstances where you've alluded to the fact that these people are friends of the show, and we're like,
friend of the show.
Very friendly
What?
show.
Yeah. I didn't say you were lying. You're full of shit. I think that is
That's kind of saying you're lying. Yeah.
in a way suggesting that he's lying. So are you looking up?
So what are we
when
doing?
you booked?
I'm just going to say hi to Doug. Say thanks for being a friend of the show.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So I guess it's 2 things. This is your buddy Bill Lindsay in the broadcast booth, but also how it works when you are a broadcast team and you're working radio. I guess it'd be TV too, but for radio, you go to the visitors rink and they have a producer waiting for you in the booth. He or she will run the audio. Jet? They've got the audio levels and they make sure they've got headphones on. So they're listening to your broadcast. And if there's anybody downstairs, they need to get back, that sort of thing. So it'll be someone local. So Bill and Chili and Doug are obviously Florida based, but you can see there.
Producers in the back.
There's their producer. He's sitting down, he's dressed nice, got a headset on. And chances are, being that he's from Edmonton,
especially
might be an Oilers fan.
He's from the cultural capital.
You would think it's a hockey fan, perhaps. He's got this job. So just the difference in emotion as Florida Panthers goals go in the net.
Draisaitl out to Ekholm. It's wide. Out to the near point. Out blowing the zone is Marchand. A pass ahead with no Marchand. A breakaway. Hits in Marchand. Can he tie the series? And he scores! Brad Marchand in overtime. And the Panthers win game 2. 5-4. The series is tied and a game apiece. Off the draw, Marchand heads in, a shot, he scores! Brad Marchand, top corner, and the Panthers strike first with 10:48 left in the first. To Bouchard, but the pass broken up. Marchand in, past Wallman, Marchand, and he scores! Marchand went to the backhand, he sneaks it down low past Pickard. What an individual effort for Brad Marchand, and the Panthers have taken a 3-0 lead here in Game 5.
He's a professional.
He's a pro.
Yeah. He
doesn't want to celebrate. No cheering in the press box. Isn't that what they say?
That is what they say.
Yeah.
But the broadcast booth is different than the press box.
It's different than the press box.
Because, like Peter Mar, baby.
Yeah. That's your own little
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's part of the show. That's the theater is there.
It's like your little sanctuary up in the press box where you're kind of allowed to be.
I got shit once for cheering for a football game in the press box at a hockey game.
Football
on
game.
TV.
Were you at the Hippo Tank?
No, we're not faking work here.
Right.
Jeez. Why did they hire you when you were faking work here? Gosh, that's weird.
Bastards.
So
it's a football game. I was thinking that guy was going to cheer when the Oilers scored and Billy was going to sucker him.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how that worked. I didn't didn't have any of those, but that would be tough. If you were a hardcore Oiler fan, you're sitting there working for these guys and they're just loving life.
Well, and you're probably getting all sassy after the run they're on, and you've been steamrolling everyone, getting all cocky, watching the other guys' levels. So
Billy's having a hell of a time. Oh, Chili up there. A lot of fist pumps.
He's full. Yep.
Telling your buddies at the mill about your sweet gig at the Hippo Tank. You get to go in there and watch all the games for free. In fact, I'm getting paid.
You get paid to go to?
I get to watch all the games. I'm in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been unreal when they scored. Yeah, actually, you're not really allowed to, because the other team's broad. They might hear, so you just got to keep it subdued.
He did a very good job. Didn't spill his coffee there on that.
He was thirsty after every goal. I tell you, really needed the drink.
Must have been
full of booze. Just.
Let's take a look at the for Bet365, the Conn Smythe odds. There is anywhere between 1 to 2 games left. It may end tonight. It may not. If it doesn't end tonight, I expect there'll be some shifting, potentially.
Shifting of focus?
Big time.
The odds-on favorite to win is still Sam Bennett. He's a minus 185. This, according to Bet365, official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older.
He was minus 200 yesterday, and Marchand was a little higher, I think 450. So those have kind of like come together a touch. And McDavid and Draisaitl, very high numbers. If they win tonight, clearly this becomes a 4-horse race.
Bobber, 75 on. It does feel like
it's been overs every game, and he's been great. It just doesn't feel like with the performances you've had from Marchand and Bennett, he'll be able to outshine those. Bennett, the whole body of work in the playoffs. Marchand, this series, like the 14 road goals or whatever, that's insane.
We traded away the Conn Smythe winner.
Yeah.
Jesus, for nothing.
Almost nothing, yeah.
Nothing.
Feels like kind of nothing.
It's a shot at Emil Heineman, but okay.
Sorry, Emil.
Sorry, Emil.
Do you want to take it back, or you stand by it?
Me?
Either.
I stand by.
I know you stand by.
This guy wants to argue that Emil Heineman and it was a good trade.
I'm not saying it was a good trade. I just remember what you said at the time.
So if I say now, I'm an idiot, but if I say then, I was a soothsayer, like I was brilliant.
Oh, I think what happens is that we're trying to make sense of something that happened a long time ago.
I just think somebody likes to argue a lot.
Yeah, if I say
he's picking both sides of this one, to be fair.
I am. I did say, and I've also said, shame on me and shame on the idiots that get paid millions to know better.
There is also a I would think there's a gulf between, you know what, Bennett's going to go somewhere else and he'll be a better player.
He didn't have to win the Conn Smythe.
He's going to be a slam dunk Conn Smythe winner
and be the best power forward in the game.
And make $10 million a year.
100%.
There's a bit of a divide between those two.
We all thought it would be better at the next stop for Sam. I don't think anyone saw that the limit would be this sky high. Now, he was always a good playoff performer, but this is just next level shit.
And he's not doing this here or maybe anywhere else. It's hard to just, with everyone applauding how the Panthers play, it just feels like this is another right place, right guy, right fit, right time.
He fits their DNA.
Right coach, the whole thing.
Just like Marchand. Like when you brought him in, you're like, this is the exact type of guy to fit the way this team plays.
I don't disagree with that, those comments, but I think it's the brilliance of a guy like Zito.
Zito knows exactly how to build his teams. Like he saw the top scoring
Reinhardt,
left winger,
like Bennett, went and got Kachuk.
Forsling off waivers might be the best of them all because he's a 1.
Forsling off waivers.
It's wild. And Carolina doesn't usually make mistakes.
Where are the misses?
Not many.
So then we should pass along our advice or our, a lot of times it's hot take-itude, but this is not so much hot take-itude, but really invest in your front office staff.
Yeah, I'd be poaching who's second in command in Florida if I was running an NHL team. They got a really strong data department. They have for years. They've got a great coaching staff. The GM knows exactly what he's doing in terms of how to win playoff games.
The data staff anymore. There's AI for that shit.
Okay, you can employ AI. That's fine.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is like they're good at everything. They don't make mistakes with the cap. They don't misinterpret where guys are at and what's real and what's not. They know exactly what kind of guys perform well in the spring. There's no mistakes. And you look at the Oilers and it's like, you look at the Oilers roster, you're like, there's actually a lot of mistakes in there. They're not really good with the cap. They don't really draft well. Ooh, they really overpaid that guy. But you're also not on a beach in a tax-free state.
It is tough because if you listen to any of the podcasts, TV, the talking heads, whatever, it's like Sam Bennett's been so great. Matthew Kachuk, when he came in, it really just changed the whole culture. And he and Bennett have really done such a great job.
Add Marchand to that group.
But not some, again, I'm kind of referring to
Yeah, yeah.
Both guys that came directly from this town.
Totally.
So yes,
And was there mismanagement here? Yeah, there was. Did Sam Bennett get outperformed by some pretty bad bottom six forwards over his time here? Yeah, he also did that too.
Were the shit coaches that were running things doing
Some
good
shit,
or doing bad, or just kind of random people that all of a sudden showed up to like?
Yeah, there's some of
the
that.
one guy that had some pedigree to his name to coach actually got run out of here because the players were scared of him.
We got a chat with Connie dropping later today, and he said the guy that really liked Sam the most was actually Hartley. And
I don't care what Hartley liked because he's a.
I'm just providing what the GM told us. The little tease for this afternoon.
Give us the full tease.
1 p.m. this afternoon, Jack, Flames Nation YouTube channel. We have a sit down with Flames general manager Craig Conroy that we recorded on Friday.
A random 1 p.m.
We have a show going on right now, and we will have a show tomorrow morning that will be focused on Game 6. And this afternoon will be a chat that, timing-wise, always a lot happening the week and a half before the draft. And obviously, free agency immediately follows that. Also, your chance to extend players in the final year of their contract comes up beyond July 1. That would be your Dustin
Friday,
Wolfs.
just take the day off.
Or depending, when you're watching, it may already be out. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast this afternoon,
wow, geez.
1 o'clock.
This
is already
1 p.m. Mountain on June 17th.
We're going
to
release it at the puck, same as puck drop, to see how we do. Just
head to head.
Yeah, head to head. We're going head.
Yeah.
We're going to steal some viewership.
Yeah, who's watching that shit? You know, when they can watch me and Pinder talk about Sam Honzik.
Did you give it to him a little bit?
No. We did ask about Sam Honzik. I mean, look, he's the GM. He knows more than we do about it. So tell us what you're seeing.
Is that stress getting to him?
Seems pretty good.
You know, Connie, he's kind of
happy-go-lucky,
even keel. I'm sure there's some bad days there, but you don't really see it on the outside.
Wish you would. I wish he'd punch some people behind closed doors.
Who would you start with, Rhett?
Can't see. I'm not behind closed doors.
Yeah, if you were going to
the guy I'd swing on doesn't work
there
there anymore because he was a total asset. Okay,
Yeah.
next to you got there.
Jack, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You mad at me?
Why would I be mad at you?
I forgot to bring your shirt.
I expected that. So
That's nice.
He hasn't got your pizzas yet. That was part of the deal.
Oh yeah, weird.
4 pizzas.
Hey, Red, can you get me a concert shirt? Hey, Jack, can you get me 4 pizzas?
And I don't want you being picky. You got to be by your phone. It's not Rhett's Fashion Week.
The shoveler took care of you, Jack. She was all concerned.
really,
Shoveler's Fashion Week. Good.
That's nice. That is nice. You know what? It's very simple.
Yeah.
What Craig and whoever else, I mean, what they need to do.
Yeah.
Get Sam Bennett.
Go and get Sam Bennett.
Ooh.
Done.
No, listen. Get the failed first rounder that's wore out his welcome that needs a fresh start.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Go find who is it.
Yeah.
Who's 4 years removed from being a first rounder that needs a fresh,
Shane Wright, come on down.
needs a new start. Let's go.
I think we're effed.
Oh.
I keep saying this because, like, and I'm serious. Like, if the owner came into Connie's office and said, "Listen, you,
We don't have an owner hat, unfortunately.
yeah, if I had an owner,
Yeah.
it'd be better.
He owns the
You
CFL
down
team.
there, below me, there, little guy, go make something happen this off season. I want to be in this cup final stuff.
I love watching these games. It's
How
so
about that?
exciting.
Boy, I
How
love the
about those
playoffs.
free agents in Florida? They're hell of a player. Ekblad,
Yeah.
Bennett, boy, we need
Marchand.
a center. We need a
Yeah.
center, right?
You know what?
We need a defenseman, right? And we got millions in cap space.
And I was
Let's get him.
I was just reading the CBA. We don't even pay the players during playoffs, and we get to keep all that money from the tickets.
This is
We
brilliant.
love making money. Huh?
This is brilliant.
We got to get in the playoffs.
Anyways, that's not part of it. But if your owner had a mandate, you know what? I've been watching this 3 years in a row. This Bennett and who else is a free agent? It's Ekblad,
Marchand,
right?
Ekblad,
Okay.
Marner.
Boy, they're good. No,
Ehlers.
not Marner.
Yep.
Talking Florida.
Just stop.
Go get them.
He's on a roll. Gotta let
Go get these 3. I want them all. We've got lots of cap space, and if we don't have enough space, we're gonna do something to get one of these other dusters out of here. Because these guys, guess what they're called, Brian?
Winners.
That's right. You know what we need here?
Winners.
You're goddamn right we do. So
Mhm.
what? Let's go do it. So
Look at you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna
What a
make
yes
some.
man.
So it's July 1st now, Dean.
Uh-huh.
You
Oh,
got
yeah.
your GM hat on now.
Yeah.
Here, call Sam and make him an offer. And Ekblad and Marchand say, fellas, you all coming to Calgary.
This is where it gets hard.
We got a new rink. It's gonna be awesome. You guys want to come up, Calgary?
Come on, Stampede.
Here,
Eh?
you fill out the contracts, what you need in there, and open. Just blank.
Do you like steak sandwiches and
Alberta beef.
Caesars.
Caesar drinks?
Ginger
and,
beef is invented here. Little known fact.
Do you like the Rockies?
No, but seriously, you couldn't even do it.
It's probably for the better that you don't do that. For July 1 is where GMs make mistakes, not where they build champions.
I think
9 times out of 10.
you're
But I hear what you're
downplaying
saying.
the point.
No, but I think the point makes a great one that if you're the owner and you're like, I'm sick and tired of watching this damn tournament, let's A, put some butts in seats, make some money, and B, actually try to win this tournament. These are exactly the types of things you'd be saying. We have this cap space. We can use it. This owner's allowed them to go to the cap whenever they've wanted to and needed to, and basically they've lived at the cap until last year.
But this is where, and part of this is coming up because I started ranting about it 2 weeks ago, and then I was in Buffalo, and they're kind of the same shitty spot where you can't get anyone to come.
You're not a destination in Buffalo. At least
And
you got the new
July
rink coming in.
1st is not maybe the time to do it, but guess what else needs to happen on July 1st? You got to be able to keep your guys, because that's another problem that if guys, I mean, Johnny left, Matthew left, Bennett effed all up.
he would have
had to leave.
left, or
We got rid of Monahan, which was an absolutely terrible decision. Like, we're losing people as opposed to being able to keep them.
Look, I think
So you go draft all these guys, and you think about it with McDavid up north. It's like, oh, well, when's he leaving?
he might
Maybe
never
he
leave.
won't. Maybe he won't. But
I think you saw a good sign when Matt Coronado inked a long-term deal here. That's a guy that's been around
Nope.
it for a few years, and it's like, hey,
but he's a drafted guy.
he didn't have to buy all those UFA years.
I
If
understand,
he wanted out of
but
here, he
I-
goes less than that, right?
From a July 1, getting
it's not
people to
just
come
that,
here.
though. It's not just that. Sorry, Dean, I'm
Yeah.
jumping it. That's guaranteed money, and he can get out of here anytime he wants, and he knows it.
Yeah, you can.
So it's easy to say, oh, he's committed to Cal. F that, he's committed to Cal. You know what he's committed to? The millions and millions he's
Yeah.
going to make.
No, and I do think he likes it here, and I think this is a group that enjoys being here. But to your point, that does not make this a destination in free agency, and you shouldn't try to be a free agent.
It's not a
destination right now.
yeah, and it's less about
not the time for
the
that.
free agency destination, because you're never going to be that.
I mean,
It's
if
about
you-
I'm not staying any longer because I'm sick of it here.
If you have a contending team, a brand new rink, and your taxes compared to some other places, this could be a destination. It has been at times. They've
Brad
gone and gotten
Marchand
top guys
is
at
the
their positions in free agency, and they've done it quite often for a team that we say can't attract guys.
A bigger, I don't know what word I'm trying to use, but instead of free agency, trade deadline. That's the list you want to be on, because Brad Marchand this year says, I'm going somewhere. Guess where?
It's going
I'm
Florida.
going to Florida.
Yeah.
Last year, what did Tarasenko do?
Going to Florida.
Hey, guess what? You're going to trade me, but I'm going to Florida.
Right.
That's the list that we have to be good enough to get to, because
Yeah. And so it all starts and ends with being a contender. So how do you get there? Because none of this happens for Florida. Everyone talks about the state taxes. That's nice.
no,
Everyone talks about the owner. Sure, that's nice.
Years.
They've had the same fucking tax advantage their whole existence, and they've been a pile of steam and fecal matter for more than half their existence in this league. They were a laughing stock. It's being a well-run contending organization and people thinking I can go there and win a cup. That is the biggest thing for players.
Jack, can you do some AI in for me?
Sure.
When did the latest ownership group come into Florida?
The
Remember?
Vinny Viola,
And was he criticized for quite a while?
I think a little bit at the outset.
I don't know when the decision was made that they moved to Sunrise from Miami, but that would have been an interesting inflection point. I don't.
That's 1990.
It was well after that.
So that
I was there.
You were there when they moved, okay? And then Viola takes over. He's got an interesting background.
Huizinga had the team for longer than that.
And then there was someone in the middle. I want to say
It's kind of the same thing as the Tampa Bay Lightning. They went through those ownership,
Yeah.
was Len Barry and those
Dude,
guys, and then
Phil
all of a sudden,
Esposito,
was,
yeah.
is it Jeff Winnick or whoever billionaire
They
buys
just
it.
sold it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now we've got a good coach, and we're drafting well. And
What
running
I'm
things,
getting at
and-
is that when does the track record, when are you willing to accept the Florida Panthers track record?
2013 Rhett.
So, okay. So 2013 new guy.
When did
And
they
I-
hire Bill Zito?
Well, they brought
That
in
was a big part,
Talon
right?
and then Zito.
Yeah.
And Talon did a lot of the work there too, didn't he?
He also made some big blunders, but yeah,
he
did some
signed
good work.
Bobrovsky, which was a blunder. And
Well, he
now-
drafted Spencer Knight 4 days before. It's like you realize
I
both
don't,
these guys
I don't
project
agree
as
with
ones.
you in that.
who they've now turned into
Some assets.
Seth
That's
Jones.
my point, though. I was just going to argue with you. I don't. If you have the two best goaltenders in the world, guess what? You're in good shape. Somebody wants.
Yeah,
him.
but they didn't. That was my point. Like when you take a goalie at 12 and then you go to free agency, it's like, well, who's going to be the one?
Well, you let it play out. When you draft a
Yeah,
kid at
and
12,
so
it's going to take a few years.
Spencer Knight might be a number one 10 years down the road with a different organization. That's kind of how it's.
So what?
10 years.
Oh, when was the draft? 13? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think.
I
No,
know.
later than that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know what
like,
you're trying to
I
do.
don't. That's a different
You're being
discussion.
cheeky about it. I'm just saying that if you have the two best centermen and they both they don't want to be, you can trade assets. That's all I'm getting at. Is like you did okay with Spencer Knight.
They eventually did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he never really put together.
They
a
did
season
better
that
with
looked anything
Spencer
like a number
fucking
one.
Knight than we did with Sam Bennett.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
So
totally.
I don't know if you can criticize him too much. For
I'm not
signing
criticizing
Bobrovsky
the
and-
trade of Spencer Knight. I'm criticizing
Damn it, I swore.
in the week. You go and sign a guy to a 7-year max term.
Well, you're
deal
just
and
trying to
then-
argue, and all I'm trying to is get across the point that at some point there's a track record that starts.
Yeah.
Ours goes back to the 80s.
I think when you're asking when it changed in Florida, Bill Zito.
That was 2020.
I don't think so. I think it was before that.
I mean, you'd have to go back and see
You're
what
splitting
the,
hairs. At
what
that
the
point,
Talon
but
the Talon moves were, but Bobrovsky was a big one in
are they
hindsight.
Are they better because Tampa was good?
Big time. And they've also poached a lot of pieces from there. Carter Verhaeghe was a Tampa find. So there's a lot of, they've done a lot of watching the neighbors and how do we do this?
And the thing, it's more than just Zito, right? It's having that staff of hockey people
Big data department.
that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That I mean, Forsling.
A big data department's great, but it's not making the decisions. Like Zito and those guys make the decisions.
No,
with the
all I'm
info.
saying
I don't
is-
know how hard it is to import a big data. Like you can go pay a freaking data company.
Sure you can, but are they good? My point is that they're
Well,
good
hire
at
the
every
same one
facet.
that they
It's
use.
just, it's just like saying, oh, well, scouting's not hard. You just go hire some scouts. No, you need the good ones. That's what they have.
Yeah, but
They
you're
have the
not-
good data people. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like the
How
data,
does data
side of-
change?
Yes,
Isn't data
exactly.
data?
Well, yeah. So who's interpreting it and what are you passing along? Like there's so much information out there. Like who's the best meteorologist? They all have the data of like
There's
what's
no
happening
such
at
thing.
weather
They're all-
centers. Who's the best at predicting the weather? That's the best data guy I want to hire. Who's got the best hit rates, projecting draft classes? Who's got the best rate of finding guys that were on waivers that turn into players? Like data isn't just data. You can't go hire a data guy off the street because, it's like he's good at math. He'll help us build a winner.
I think you're completely out to lunch on this. I think that the data stuff, you can do this now as a parent for your 5-year-old. You can go hire a company, pay them, and send a video in of your kid's game, and it will mark your child, and it will give you all the data of that child in that game. Time on ice, puck touches, turnovers, this, that. It's just AI. It's all AI-driven stuff. So I don't understand what Florida could possibly be doing different that somebody else can't just go and go, I want their data.
I'm not saying the data is different. I'm saying they're better at interpreting it. That's all I'm saying. The weather analogy I like. Everyone has access to all these weather centers. What's the wind doing? What's the humidity?
Well,
What's the
my question
barometric
to you
pressure?
would- okay.
Some people are better at predicting the weather.
But
That's
are-
what a
are
good
some-
data
I
team
love
can do.
arguing with you. So that's fine. Some
Yeah.
people are better, but how much better? 5%?
Like, are a third of the
2%?
weather people out there dead wrong?
No. I think every team has a data department, but clearly some teams know how to make their team better with it, and others haven't figured it out yet.
And so what would be the determining factor in the weather department as to what success is? The 100% amount of rain that you predict, or like when it starts? Like, what do you mean?
Well, who's the best at predicting the future weather? Who's the best at
I'm
predicting
not sure it's
future
the best
players?
analogy. I know what you're saying, but
No, and look,
it's-
like this is more my space in the sense that like I talk to a lot of people that have worked in these departments, that do work in these departments.
we just don't know.
No,
I
but
believe
I
we
don't
don't know,
think
'cause
you
I've
don't
never
understand
researched it,
how
but
these
my
departments work.
But in data,
Like, can you name the guys that work in the Flames data
what
department?
difference does it make? I don't care.
But so again, if we're just saying data's data, there's no difference.
There
Then there's no
isn't.
edge any team's ever had because they're all the same.
You could say that there's a different interpretation of data, and I could
Mhm.
maybe go, okay, but that should be easy to replicate and at some point, because that's the point of having the data.
It's
I'll
the
say
point of
this.
data.
I
Is it
feel
data, Jack, data or data?
I feel like what they've been able to do is whatever data, the hockey's
Everything.
but they've been able to identify this is what is going to make a good Florida Panther.
Yes.
He may not be a good Tampa Bay Lightning or Columbus Blue Jacket or Calgary Flame, but for us, Jonah Gadjevich or Losterainen, who is a high, he's going to be
Yeah.
a good fit for
And
what
Is
we
that why
have.
they got
Yeah.
Marchand?
No, Marchand wanted to go there. Let's not oversimplify. I guess I'm not trying to say Florida's good because of data. What I'm saying is
Yes, you are.
every single facet of their organization is world class. They draft well. They don't fuck up the cap by giving guys way too much money, like paying Darnell Nurse to be a 1.
See,
Like-
and I think that's more important than the data
I think
side.
all I'm saying is that everywhere you look, it's savvy decisions and there aren't mistakes. And they're playing a team that's made a lot of mistakes in the last 10 years. And when we're talking about, what is it, a 1 or 2% chance? Well, that's going to be the difference between these two teams over the last
Right? Like they've got, like Rick Dudley has been a GM
That guy knows
and has
a lot.
been in
He's
hockey
been in
his
the
whole
game.
life.
Yeah.
He is there. Paul Fenton is a former
they have a great hockey
AGM
department.
and GM.
Yeah.
He is also there.
This is my whole point. They are good at every single thing.
But that's not data. It's just they have
No,
hockey
they have a great
people.
data department. They have a great cap
Okay.
department. They have great GMs.
Okay,
they have great
that's fine.
scouts.
We don't
They're
have
good
to
at
actually-
everything is all I'm saying.
Okay, stop. So we don't actually have to disagree with you. Then fine, copy it. Go do it.
Go hire their
get the
guys.
best. Go get the
Honestly,
best of the best so that we can.
when
I still think
when
you're
Craig
behind the eight
Conroy
ball
got
because
hired here, that was my only complaint.
But you're
You
still
had a
behind the
chance
eight
to
ball.
go peel someone out of a really, really smart front office. And Craig understands this organization. And I think he's going to do a fine job, but they didn't go explore the opportunity to go find someone working in a very, very savvy, cutting edge organization, in my opinion. They got someone that was watching here. Was it dysfunctional here when Craig was AGM? You just talked about all these blunders they've made.
I think it's been, and maybe dysfunctional is the wrong, but sure, it's been dysfunctional forever.
So that was the environment he watched and learned to be a GM in. You missed an
Treliving
opportunity to go
had-
pull someone out of Florida. For example.
Treliving had, well, it doesn't have to be that guy. You can hire other people. And these guys, if there's new, like you couldn't go get Rick Dudley. Are you saying go get Rick Dudley? He's highly sought after.
I'm saying go audit your team. Go interview all these guys.
Yeah, but you're putting it, this is you and your draft pick stuff. So I don't want to argue with you about it. But this is your take. We got to get draft picks. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because there's only a 10% chance of the draft picks. Draft high, draft. Oh, yeah, but it doesn't matter. And then data. Well, it's what you're interpreting with the data with. I'm babbling. And now I'm lost. No. Go copy what they're doing and make it work.
And if I'm the Florida Panthers, you know what I'm doing? I'm making sure we're really hard to copy. Lock my guys in, cone of silence, don't even put their names on the website. This stuff is and if you have the best scouts in the league, like you're not just going to let them walk. You could treat them well. That's part of being a world-class organization. If you've got a team that continues to hit home runs in the draft, don't let your amateur scouts go. Don't let any of the data people that help with the draft go. People that build your lists for keep everyone if you're good at it. Like the Vancouver Canucks had a really good run of drafting, and they let Judd Brackett, a really high-profile amateur scout, walk to Minnesota, and now Minnesota's really good at the draft. They're probably only arguing over a couple $100,000. He's an amateur scout. But the Canucks let him walk, and now all of a sudden it's Boldy and Rossi and all these mid-round
I thought Rossi
hits.
was no good.
He's very good. He's just
Why
needs
is
a
he
big
leaving?
raise. He's not leaving.
I thought there's all kinds of rumors he's leaving.
Do you know how many points he had this year? He's a good player.
Are there not rumors that they're getting rid of this guy?
He's due for a contract, right? So he's a potential offer sheet candidate. So there's talk about people calling them. They like him a lot. But my point being, good teams don't let that type of talent go away. If you're the best goalie coach, if you're the best amateur scout, if you're the best data guy, if you're the best AGM, keep these guys, collect these guys.
Because that would be the group that's drafted Spencer Knight. And
That was Talon's regime, but yeah.
it would be interesting, and I'm not going to do it because I don't give a shit, to go back and see who Talon got in there.
No, he had a big.
Who?
His fingerprints are all over this, but
right? Like, because you pass off like Talon's an absolute clown.
no, he screwed up the offseason in Chicago, which was a tough look, and I didn't get the goalie thing that summer. But generally speaking, he's built some good teams.
Well, and if Ryan doesn't see it, then it's probably not. Anyway, Treliving did a job for a while when the team was struggling. We got Bennett and Tkachuk. That's the one time I think there has been a group of players that have come in that we're supposed to build with, and it completely fell apart.
Didn't work.
Because Bennett wasn't. What could we have done different with Bennett? Let's look back and let's use 2020 hindsight. What would we have done? Because we all sat here and said, no, it looks like he's got to go and it's not going to work out. We all said it.
Pull up his numbers, because
So
I think it's important to remember the context of how ugly it had gotten there. And we asked Craig about this in a little air this afternoon.
Trying at the end.
And we asked him this sort of question. And I think there's two sides to the coin, and we can get into it. One is just like the player was not performing no matter what spot you put him in. And the second is, why didn't you airlift him higher up the lineup? But he clearly hadn't earned that by merit. It was a weird spot.
It's tough because, and also there's points in that, but we also forget he was like a young stallion, just throw the gate open. I mean, he was wrong position and the wrong side of the puck, and taking penalties all over the, like he is so focused and right, like north, south, he is so dialed in right now. He was nowhere close to this version of Sam Bennett when he was here.
Mm-hmm.
He's now 28. He's been in Florida for 5 friggin' years already. So
you're talking back-to-back 12-point seasons, not goals, points. Like, it was ugly here.
All right.
Well, 12,
that's what people forget.
12 and 38 before the trade, but yes,
sure. But point being, like,
But
we're not talking
15
12
and 10 afterwards.
Yeah, I
that's the one that stands out. It's not okay. He was struggling in Calgary.
So if we go chronologically,
let's not forget it was COVID and the world sucked.
Totally.
Like that.
And I think at the end of it, there's going to be a lot of factors. There's going to be a one smoking gun of why it didn't work here. I mean, there's a lot of different coaches. COVID bleeping sucked. The team happened to be deep at the position he played or wanted to play. But he has a great rookie season, 18 on Backlund's wing in 77 games. That might have been the worst thing ever to happen to Sam Bennett, because you know what that did? He was never going to the American League.
Yeah.
And if this guy went to the American League and played number 1 center minutes in all situations, it looks different here.
But can I jump in front of you there for a second? How come? So where'd Sam Bennett get drafted? The highest draft pick ever
in franchise
history.
Like since they moved to Calgary.
So in other franchises or situations, when you're drafted that high, guess what you get? Opportunity and put in the right spots. So we draft the highest pick we've ever picked, and then we decide to throw him on the wing. Okay, fine. But I was part of it. He wasn't earning it. I'm not. I don't get to make any decisions, but I'm not absolving my past comments. But he was never got. We could go over at Rossi. You just brought up. Is he center?
Yes.
Where was he playing? Center?
Yeah, and he's been good.
Weird.
Yeah, like he's doubled.
So he got to play center and got put in a spot to succeed.
If you want to compare the numbers, it's not close. Like, he's been what he's supposed to be. Sam couldn't deliver on that first season ever again. He never hit 30 points again.
You know, and again, it's we can look back on it.
I think it was
because he was taken at 4. There was no. There's no growing pains. You were the 4th overall pick.
What are we developing? What?
You're the highest pick we've ever had. You're a center. Be a center.
You're a center.
And when he wasn't a very good center, it was, well, shit.
So now we got to put you on the wing. And
we can't have you fail. So now we'll put you over here, as opposed to just saying, you know what, you're going to make mistakes. Center in the NHL is a very tough spot.
That was what I wanted to go to try and pull up too, is that what was the record of this team and what were they trying to accomplish?
So they made the playoffs 14-15. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, were we out to lunch on our expectations as to what this team was? You know what I mean?
It was weird because this core that we talk about with the Tkachuk, Bennett, Gaudreau, Monahan, Lindholm, when we look back at it, you're like, boy, that team was good. And you're like, yeah, but they also missed the playoffs when they were supposed to be good a lot. They never made the playoffs 2 years in a row, that core, which is wild. The one time they did was the COVID play-in thing, and they weren't the top 8 in points percentage, but they beat Winnipeg. Kachuk sliced Scheifele's leg, if you remember. Like, they didn't even get to the playoffs in back-to-back years. It wasn't like there was this dynastic team that got torn apart, as some people are trying to remember it.
No, but
it was a flawed group for whatever reason, and Bennett not developing was a big part of that.
That's what I was just going to say. If you have Sam Bennett playing the way he's playing with that group and growing, and they've continued to go together, it might be a different story.
Totally. And so I think a part of the issue was, for a lot of his time here, who were the 3 centers playing above him?
Pouty Lindholm.
Lindholm, who was very good, Monahan, who was good when he was healthy, and Michael Backlund, who is an excellent defensive centerman. If you were going to play him at center, you were literally hurting your team's ability to win with these coaches that needed to win, or you're playing him at 4th line center. And it's like, okay, well, maybe try him up the lineup, and you'd see when someone was out with a bump and a bruise, like Monahan, it'd be, okay, Bennett's going to go up top with Lindholm and Gaudreau tonight, and it would be 1-on-2s through them rather than dumping it in. Ozone penalties. This was not a great player that got away from the Flames. He hadn't figured out how to be a great player yet. And maybe that's on the 5 coaches he had here.
That's what I was.
Or maybe it was once he left Calgary and the weight and the pressure of supposed to being a star went away, that he finally flourished.
I don't buy that.
I think it's all a part.
I don't think any of the. How's pressure in the Stanley Cup Finals?
I don't think he's pressured at all. But
okay,
I think
well then why would he be pressured about being the high pick?
Well, I think he was in a different headspace.
Do you think the guys go into this? I'm number 4 overall.
No, what I would say is this, though. When I saw Sam around Calgary, he did not exude confidence like you see him.
Because he was playing like shit.
That's my point.
It had nothing to do with it because he was drafted out. He was playing terrible.
Right. And there was an expectation that he'd be a star. And everywhere he went in the city, it was like, this guy's going to be our star. And he has 12 points in back-to-back years. And it's like, so what's happened? Am I not going to be a star? Like, what is going on? I need to get the bleep out of here. And guess what he's not running into in Florida? Anyone who knows who the hell he is. He shaves his head, turns into a man, and plays straight line hockey, and his career explodes with Huberdeau and Duclair on his wings. They were the top line in the league that year. It's wild. But I think all these little things add up to why there isn't one reason it didn't work here.
Coaches.
Yeah, it's 5 different ones all screwed it up, I guess. Right?
Hartley
like,
for 1
weird.
year.
Yeah.
Gulletson for 2.
And
Peters for 2.
Jeff
Ward for 1.
And Daryl for a spring. And I think everyone goes back and says, oh, Daryl would have done this, Daryl would have done that. Like, maybe. Daryl's a real good coach. But we can go back and look at the ice time. I bet you Daryl wasn't playing the shit out of Sam Bennett down the stretch.
He wasn't playing him at all, and Sam wasn't earning it. I remember talking.
So,
they were in Montreal, and I'm like, he's not even trying. So if he doesn't want to try, then get him out of here. That's fine.
So you can talk about, well, when you draft a guy, you got to put him in the spot where he's going to succeed. It's like, no, this is still a merit business. If you can't take minutes away from 9 forwards on this Flames team, you're a 4th liner. And Daryl would, I believe in that.
Yeah.
If you're not outworking the 9 guys above you, how are you moving up?
That was too late by that point.
I agree.
You have, and
then
then you get into the, when do you get, like, okay, he's not Celebrini. Sure. Great. He's not Celebrini. But you know what Macklin Celebrini was going to be? A number 1 center on the Shark. Like, I think there was a what's the word I should use? I think it was disjointed between what the team really was and how to get Sam Bennett the ice time. I think the team, ownership, management thought we're closer
really close.
than we are.
Really
we're
close.
Playoff teams, so we have to win hockey games. And what they should have been thinking about is, let's worry about 2 years down the road. Let's make sure that Bennett and all these kids that we've got coming along turn into superstars, and they're going to carry us for the next decade.
I agree entirely. It was the balance of short-term success versus long-term development of your top prospect. That's where there was a gap. Which is
what this team often runs into issues with.
I don't worry about that with Conroy, thank God, but there was a lot of thinking they were closer than they were in the last regime, and I don't know how to parse that between if that's the owner pushing or the GM thinking they're better than they are. I don't know. Probably a combination of both. But like the Travis Hamonic deal is a perfect example. You gave up a first that turns into Noah Dobson.
I think that was
and 2 seconds for like a number 4-5 defenseman who's on a sweetheart deal. Like that's just an awful deal. And you weren't close.
Well, and I was just going to say, and again, I think
that's a final piece move.
Thinking that they're closer than they actually are.
Yeah, like they clearly weren't close. The pick turned out to be number 15 or 12 or whatever. They missed the playoffs that year with Hamonic. That's an awful trade.
Awful.
And it's like Troy Brouwer, good player. We're in a Brouwer away. James Neal, boy, there's some issues around this guy. Is it the right bet to make? Was not disaster before they got back from China. Had to trade him for Milan Lucic's bad deal just to get rid of him and a change of scenery. There was just too many deals where we're one guy away. We think we are. It's like, you weren't. You weren't one guy away. You never got through game 5 of the second round.
Yeah, like 18-19. Derek Ryan had more points.
You were getting outperformed by guys in the bottom 6 if you're Sam Bennett. It was ugly.
But okay, I don't disagree. And I don't think Bennett was playing well, but that's 18-19. When was he drafted? 13?
14.
14?
14.
So that's 5 years in between. How is he used and why wasn't he in? And it might not have. It absolutely might not. And it's hard to remember. Was he used enough at center? Could he play at center? Are you actually going to bump Backlund, Monahan, or
Lindholm?
Lindholm?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, maybe not. But then the roster was construed stupidly. Or constructed.
He couldn't give them third line center minutes, or I think he would have had a lot of time there. For whatever reason, there was no success with that.
17-18, Monahan, 31 goals, 64 points. Backlund, 14 goals, 45 points. Sam Bennett was the third highest center in terms of scoring, 11 goals, 26 points in 82 games.
What year's that?
17-18.
Yeah, and I wonder
with Glenn Gulletson the second year.
Yeah.
Stajan is here. Lazar plays 65 games.
I remember playing a lot of wing that year. Again, we talked about it every camp. What position is Sam going to play?
And then the next year, the Lindholm trade. So now it's Monahan, Lindholm, Backlund.
Down. Told you.
But again, by all means, like, go be better than the top 6. He never was. Was his first year. That's it.
There was also the expansion draft happening then too, as well as you're going to lose Bennett in the expansion draft. What do you do? Do you get something for him?
So stupid. That's the one that stands out to me.
It was Gio. No one was worried about losing Bennett. He was a 12-point player. Like Gio was coming off of Norris a couple of years before.
You're saying we didn't talk about Bennett being taken?
It was all Gio is what I remember. I'm sure there was some conversation about
it was all Gio because
taken.
Gio was available and they didn't trade him to somewhere where he might have had a chance to win and got a first-round pick.
Yeah, I'm aware of those conversations.
Yeah, we had a lot of those.
But I do seem to recall being a. Do you let Bennett go on the like just lose him for nothing, or do you trade him? Because he there's a good chance he gets selected in an expansion
right
draft.
In our face.
So then you get a second rounder and yeah.
The other part of this that I think I talk about a lot with people about when you lost Marty St. Louis for nothing.
I wasn't there.
It wasn't your fault. I'm not blaming you. Nor the old GM. Every team had a chance to get Marty St. Louis for free on waivers. One team gets it in the teeth for not getting them, and it's Calgary Flames, right? It's the same thing with Sam Bennett. Like, all you had to do was offer a first rounder, and he was yours. Nobody outside of Bill Zito was willing to give the equivalent of 2 seconds. Heineman, who was a second rounder the year before and a second round pick. That's how low his stock was around the league.
But that's why you have to look internally and go, and it's fine. It's not even, and it's an example of extremes, like you said. Like, I don't think that you could have seen him going somewhere and having success, but maybe not to this level. This is
next
pretty impressive. But you still have to do an internal audit and learn from a mistake like that and go, okay, how did this doesn't look good on us. What did we do? What was our thinking? And should we have thought about it differently? And should we have approached it differently?
My takeaway from our chat with Craig is that this has been talked about a lot, and this cannot happen again. I don't know if you got the same vibes.
I don't really recall that, but I'm sure it happened.
Yeah, I mean, what do you remember his answer about Bennett?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Didn't like him.
I'll tune in at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'll tune in at 1. Yeah, the difference between going somewhere else and being a good player and being one of the highest paid free agents in the summer and winning a Conn Smythe. This is all potential, but
it's St. Louis all over again. The guy was winning trophies.
It has been
going to the Hall.
It's been great for Florida. It's been great for Sam.
It's been great for
To be
Emil
determined.
Heineman. He's found a home in Montreal.
Yeah.
Loves Montreal. Great city.
What about David Goyette?
No.
Huh?
Figure skater?
Oh,
Daniel? No, that's what swimmer?
Triple Saka.
yeah. Well, I was just thinking with this the second round pick that they
Don't recall that pick.
This can. Well, I guess it's. Well, we should move on.
because today could be a great day.
I was just telling you, it's a huge day for Calgary. It doesn't feel like it right now.
Could
does it?
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why were you going to say?
Well, it's kind of it's a bigger conversation. Mike, it's in my mind because I was just in Buffalo, and the people in Buffalo feel like they're never going to get out from underneath it. And I think there's some of that here. You're hopeful because the team had a good year, but then you look at the roster and you go, well, these guys are only going to get older. Which direction are we going? Are we ever going to have a piece that can match up against those superstars? Do we have superstars? I don't know. You're squinting.
How many years in Buffalo now? 14 or 16?
14 years. 14 years of missing the play. 14.
And here's the thing. If we're being honest with ourselves, the rebuild or retool or whatever verb you want didn't start here until Feb 1 last year. You're a year and a half in.
Yeah, and then even last year was
Anyway, an operate like a rebuilding team. They added no assets.
The conversations that we were having in Buffalo were: is it going to turn into baseball, where you've got it's kind of the provincial, the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Caps never allowed that. Like the big markets haven't had a great year. You're Chicago.
The thing of it is
Detroit,
here,
Boston.
it's not that this is an owner that's not willing to spend and is just frittering away dough. They've been a cap team up until recently. I don't think that they'd
be a cap team if they weren't rebuilding.
They've gone to free agency in July 1 and have paid big money for players.
I'm not asking
for right or for wrong. I just think that's some of what it is with baseball. It's just the owners like,
agreed.
I don't think we're going to bother spending. We'll be
no,
happy.
but it's different too when you're trying to sign guys. So take Connor for. Okay, he's going to make 20 this next contract. Again, it does matter. The tax.
Winnipeg won the West this year. It's not
and
easy.
Why did they pay those guys so much money? Because they know they can't go get anyone else to take their spots. They have to overpay.
Who's overpaid there?
Well, Hellebuck and I mean, maybe
think
not. He just won the Hart and the Vezina.
Yeah, like that's not a problem. Make it 8 1/4.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just saying I could see it going that way, where you've got teams that have a real hard. Tell me how Buffalo's going to come out of this.
Have to keep stuff.
The thing about Buffalo is too that the Flames, like Owen Power, first overall, Rasmus Dahlin, first overall. The Flames have never had a top 3 fucking pick.
Never.
How is that even possible when you think about it?
Yeah,
not a number 1.
Well, and if you do have a first overall or a top 3, you best pray that class of play age group is good. Yeah. Because Nail Yakupov ain't Connor McDavid. And the Sabres could have had McDavid.
Which is why it's probably good context, because that's what it was. Finally, the Flames in Sam Bennett. Highest pick ever. And this guy, he's a dog and a bone. He's a center. He's an animal.
Number 1 by Central Scouting. Winner. Doug Gilmore
tremendous, right?
Yeah.
18 goals. He's the guy.
That's coming off injury. Yeah.
Franchise player. Here he is. And then when there's setbacks and struggles, it's like, well, this is not acceptable. You're the guy. You're the highest pick ever. You can't need you.
Yeah.
You can't be a support piece, but you need to be the one driving the bus here.
And he couldn't.
And he couldn't or wasn't ready or
both.
And again, if it was, I mean, he's kind of driving the bus right now, but I think in Florida, he's not had to be. There's been plenty of very good players around him there. But to your point, this team here, what do you? I
was struck by that on Friday, that it's like when you listen to the GM talk, you could see how a part of them is like, look how close we are. And a part of them is like, man, we really got to find some young play. Like there's both those things can be true. And they were this year. That's why it was such a weird year. It was interesting much longer than we thought. But when you step back and say what was really accomplished, it's like, well, okay, you found Wolf, but you were going to figure that out in a winning season or not. You added 0 young assets to the system. You got 2 guys in their mid-20s already getting paid, and Frost and Fairby. Maybe there's good players there. But like they didn't sell Joel Hanley for an extra couple picks. They didn't move Rasmus Anderson with 2 playoff deadlines to sell. They probably got too excited about thinking this is a playoff team. And yeah, they lost by a tie break, but were they really gonna punch the Jets in the mouth?
Both can
I
be,
don't know.
Both can be true.
And I think that is
Because when we
But
watch these two teams in the Cup final, it's we want to be that. We want to build towards that. And then in the next breath, it's we were a tiebreak away from getting in, and once you get in, chip in a chair. You never know what happens.
Yeah,
and that can also.
And
be
that was
true.
Florida's team 2 years ago. They needed Pittsburgh to lose to Chicago in Game 82 just to get in. The Flames had more points than missed in the West. Florida gets in. Bob gets hot after Alex Lyons starts the playoffs for them, and next thing you know, they're in the Stanley Cup final, first of 3 years in a row. Chip at a chair. I like their talent better though.
I wonder how Huberdeau's feeling.
Hubie?
Yeah.
Oh, big offseason. Lots to work on.
No, he's been drafted by Florida, there for a long time.
he's sick to his stomach. I'll tell you how
Gets
this is.
tri-
He's absolutely sick to his stomach.
This team is coming around. We've got a good team here. We trade you away and then become one of the most
A
talked
wagon.
about teams in the last 30 years.
Yeah, we can talk about tomorrow if the right team wins, but 3 years in a row in the final.
They really seem to cope without me okay. And by cope without me, I mean really, really come on strong.
Uyghur too, good player, but he's got to be thinking about that too, doesn't he? Damn it.
They love it here, though. Saw that car Uyghur bought.
Mountains.
Mustang.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
None of that humidity that gets annoying.
So hot down there right now.
Almost no
Oh,
You're not
swag.
driving that
It's
Stang down
so
there
hot.
right
It's
now.
way drier in Calgary.
You know what it does to cars down there?
Oh man, it's
Rusts
not good
them
for
out,
them.
Dean.
Oh, rust. I don't like
It's
that.
not
No
good.
rust here.
Yeah.
Let's get cracked windshields.
Probably doesn't have AC in it, right? It's an older vehicle.
Yeah,
Maybe you
tough.
got an aftermarket put in, but if it's got no AC and you're driving a late 60s Mustang down there,
Swass.
no good.
Leather seats.
Oh,
Lucky break for Weeks
Yeah, he's here.
in hindsight. Yeah. Vina Nova.
Speaking of
Lab-grown-
rings,
You're probably just no.
get your own.
I wonder if the Panteras called them about the rings for last year. Did Justin work on that file?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
He'd keep it very quiet if that was.
Well,
the
that's
case.
true. Hush,
Yeah.
hush.
Calgary's lab-grown diamond specialist, the only store here in Calgary that specializes exclusively in lab-grown diamonds. What are lab-grown diamonds? Well, they're not digging them. I don't even like who's doing it. Some hobos out there, some prospector with some out there with those what are those things?
That's gold.
bindle and
pans,
a-
but-
Yeah, he's out there swishing around some dish looking for.
You don't swish for diamonds, Dean.
He's out there swishing. You know who's not swishing is Justin from Vina Nova.
Oh,
He's
in a
creating.
lab,
He's
Lab
creating.
lab coat,
fabricating.
clean, pristine, perfect diamonds, and the savings for lab grown up to 80% in a lot of cases. VinaNova.com is the website, or you can check out their location. Their brick and mortar, as they call it in the biz.
I was chatting with him the other day.
Were you?
Very happy with the move.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, that
Market Mall. Good living at Market Mall.
Mhm.
Good little food court there. High ceilings.
I might. Yeah, he brought up something that was alarming to him.
Mm.
That here in Calgary, at one of the educational institutions, children were encouraged to wear orange and blue. We talked about, grumpy old men were yelling about society back in our day, blah, blah, blah. And then, anyway, he's a good one.
Orange and blue?
Well, I think you could connect the dots.
A lab-grown diamond has the same chemical composition and crystal structure as an earth mine diamond. Same hardness, light refraction as a natural diamond. Let's say you've got a budget. I've got X amount of dollars. I'm going to get an engagement ring or buy. You're going to get so much more diamond for your dollar.
Tons more.
Yeah, your diamond dollar is stretched so far with Vina Nova, VinaNova.com, and yes, in Market Mall, still their brand spanking new location. And don't you worry about parking. So if you're thinking, I would love to go, but I've got my big dually pickup.
You're good there.
Such a bitch to park.
It'll
Don't
be
worry.
tough downtown.
You fuel that sumbitch up and you head over there. You park it however you want. Angle, parallel. show park, as they call it. You know, when you kind of do whatever you want. VNerdOva.com.
Oh,
Jack, you remember that?
Jack's
Jeez.
going.
Big exhale there.
Yeah.
Is that a lot?
That was a lot today.
Did we just do like a week
All
worth
right,
of
well,
shows?
go on.
How's your snooter?
He was leaking.
Yeah,
today.
it was leaking last
Jack,
night.
they did this show last night. Looked like somebody had open heart surgery in the bathroom. Bloody gauze and shit all over.
It's the bio class. We're going to carve
Oh my
open
God,
the
yeah, I
goat
hope
hearts today.
Did we have rubber glove and have hazmat suits in here? What happened?
Covering up a crime scene here,
just
Jack?
a nosebleed. Just a nosebleed.
Not good.
It's a lot. Didn't want to stop.
Doctor says stop having nosebleeds if I keep my finger out of there.
That's the hard part.
So delicious, eh? Jack?
God,
When it's
starving.
this dry, those just so crunchy and crusty.
Yeah, see, Weeks loves that too.
A lot of soft boogs down in Florida, Jack.
Oh, way too drippy.
Gross.
Gross.
Hey, when you haul them out, there's that drip.
Yeah.
Mm. Not here.
That melted cheese booger.
That's
When I
right.
got nothing to say. I just make things up.
Time for the Pinder Report. It's presentation of Village Haunt, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. Oh, Village.
Shh. Top secret.
I know. There may or may not be
There may be a swoosh tonight.
an unveil of some sort tonight at
Swoosh.
Village Honda.
Or is it a foomp?
Both a foomp and a
Swoosh.
Swoosh.
Okay.
yeah.
Foomp's the door and the swoosh is
Yeah.
the
That's right.
unveil.
That's right. They present the Pinder Report. It's a presentation of Village Honda.
All right, fellas, FlamesNation.ca. What are the writers writing about? Well, this one's going to sting a little on this day, especially. Top 10, 20 top 20 draft picks in franchise history. Number 10. Have a night, son. Have a night. Matthew Tkachuk.
Number 10, eh?
Could have been an Oiler, but they really wanted that Puljujärvi guy, eh? Ole Ulevi went at 5 to
Don't
Vancouver. Oh, boy.
start, Ryan.
Let's keep moving. A lot of UFAs, RFAs, FAs for the Calgary Flames. Pike's got them broken down. You can check it out there. Some organizational news yesterday as Peter Hanlon, the longtime head of communications, who was vice president, has moved to AGM.
Hey, attaboy,
love
Peter
you, Pete.
Hanlon.
Proud of
Congrats,
you, buddy.
Pete. No, from those from afar saying, well, what the heck, a guy in communications, why is he going to hockey ups? It's happened before in the organization. It'll be Mike Burke did it. And also Al Coates back in the day started on
Peter
the
Hanlon's only
communications.
been around.
Is that right?
He's been there for eons. So good luck in the new role.
Christ, he
And-
was there when Clark Wilm.
Yeah, he's been there a while. We'll keep moving.
Old.
You want to talk prospects? We were doing a bunch of it last night. Byron Bader of hockeyprospecting.com.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Pike in the middle, and the loquacious one, the ever confident Mike Good.
Great screen grab, Ryan.
Thank you.
Looking good, Mike.
I was waiting for the video to
Nope,
start.
nope.
Oh,
It's
I
just
just
that.
wanted
It's
to
just that.
follow
We're gonna
up.
keep moving. Next.
Is that what this is?
Today, 1 p.m. Craig Conroy.
We don't get to hear their brilliance.
Flames Nation. No, you don't.
What?
There it is. It's coming up.
He looks.
Look at that
stressed.
screen
He
grab.
looks really stressed to me.
It's like, boy, I hope I didn't say too much there, guys. Jeez, am I in trouble, Pete? What's going on? No, you're good. 1 p.m. Good chat. Tonight we got a hockey game, Rhett.
You're GD right, we do, Ryan.
Yeah.
And there's
Again, that fellow on the right.
thing that
God
shows it.
bless him. Please, hockey gods, let that upstanding, lovable chap on the right have a great night. Please, 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 please. Coaches had things to say about the game tonight. Start with former Yankee second baseman Chuck Knobloch. Our guys are resilient. That's been a term that's been used to describe these guys for a long period of time. Thanks, Chuck. Let's go to Paul Maurice.
Good word.
I'm sure he's got to have to plan for his handshake routine tonight. That's the most dangerous team in the National Hockey League. When the risk profile changes, when they're down a goal or two, they are incredibly hard to handle, end quote.
The data supports that team.
Yeah.
The data would back that up.
That's what the data tells them.
Risk profile.
Odds tonight.
Hey, little thing, let me light your candle because my mom's so hot and now it's around.
Panthers minus 160.
Love the black.
Oilers plus 135.
You like that song?
Over has hit all 5 games, if I'm correct.
Oh, Black Betty.
Lamb, lamb. Oh, that better. Lamb, lamb.
It's like Cotton Eye Joe.
We showed you the Conn Smythe odds. What about the series itself, Jack? Those are the ones we haven't.
Come on, Sam. Do something tonight. Series could have been over if you didn't miss the net.
Panthers minus 360 to win the cup. Oilers plus 280. That is not tonight. That is the series. Let's hope it's tonight. Okay. Olympic teams. We walked you through a few of them yesterday.
Oh, are they slow releasing the names of all the Olympians?
No, they're done the
good.
6
They
names.
did do that 2 days
They did
ago.
yesterday,
Yeah.
Yeah, really excited.
So
Congrats.
sneaky.
Congrats, Kachucks.
Because then you can see it
That's right.
over time.
Now, here's the thing. This tournament's going to get off to a hectic pace. First, it's Czechia, then Switzerland and France for Canada. Talk about your big guns.
It's just so far away.
I know, isn't it wild?
Fake
It's
to me.
literally
Like
2026.
10 months, 9 months. What am I?
Dead by then.
Jeez. We'll all be dead by then. And the Americans could start with Latvia, Denmark, and Germany. Those powerhouses. So the Kachucks can just get
Are we
warm.
whining.
Just a lot of teams in the tournament. So,
It's the Olympics.
tonight, Canada, Honduras at the Gold Cup. It's in Vancouver. The next 2 games come up in Houston.
What's Honduras known for, Ryan?
Incredibly stiflingly sweaty, hot, humid weather, and them turning the lights out on Canada when they played like 8 years ago and then beating them 6-0.
And bananas.
Crazy. Bananas,
I
red
did a
too.
report on that in grade 6.
I like bananas.
Where's Honduras?
Honduras?
Oh, God.
It's a couple Doris down from here.
Oh no, Jack!
It's by
It's
the
in Central America. Christ,
dumpling place.
Jack, do you know where
Where's
Central America
Honduras?
is?
Let's not get it.
Honduras.
What's south of Mexico, Jack? That's when we're in the neighborhood. Okay, that's your clue. Let's get to some dumb shit. Boy,
We
this
just did. We just did.
it gets dumber. Don't worry. These doorbell cams sure catch a lot of interesting
You
video.
shouldn't have
here.
these things on.
Now this is a guy who just he's letting his dog out for a piss in the morning. Here we go.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, God. Seriously? Come on, shitbrick. Come on, man. Come inside. Come on. I know, Dad did it again. I sneeze shit it. I did. Blew the brakes right off of that fucking pair. Oh, God. Blast it.
The old sneeze shit, Dean.
Hashtag.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I think he's fake.
I think he's fake.
A lot of muscles being
Grab
clenched
the
there.
front.
Yeah, it's
Shuffle check.
either way. The
Good effort.
the idea of the bid is good.
We've been talking about getting some of that free money, some of that paid leave.
Oh,
God,
Can we do
this
that?
isn't quite it, but how do we get in on this? A $75 million lawsuit from Marta Loop against the city of Calgary. We're here. What kind of losses and damages can we claim?
Jack, call
Jack, get Peter Klein.
Peter, we would like
Say
to be
King.
part of this.
well, this is weird because I was told if you come from the east, you don't even know anything's happening. Must be a lot.
How big a deal could it be?
Must be a lot of people. Yeah, because
It's a thoroughfare.
There's
approach
no-
right there.
isn't that what it was? Like, there's really no disruption at all if you come from come in on the one way.
Just take 33rd and then
Yeah, there's nothing.
no problems at all.
75, eh?
Just a smooth 75 mil.
I wonder what they would be whining about or complaining or call.
Not enough pylons, I'm hearing. They wanted
safety.
it was safety.
Safety.
Yeah, we needed more because you look at this photo.
That's a good point.
I mean, play I Spy, something that is orange. It's going to be tough. Or not. We'll keep moving. Someone believes they can train sharks to be pets. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, Shark Week's coming.
Who's a good boy?
It's not like this.
This is
What?
You are. Yes, you are.
That's fake.
Fake.
I hope
that's fake, Jack.
Who's a good boy?
Don't like that.
Fake.
You are.
Ah.
Yes, you are.
Finally, it's a big game tonight. So
I'm frightened of those.
Is this also fake?
this is real.
Okay.
Because the bigger the game, the bigger the tilts,
Oh,
apparently.
yes.
This was game 4
Start
in
chucking.
Edmonton. Jeez.
Let him have it.
So game 5 in Edmonton, excuse me. Yikes. Missed the beginning. Something must have been happening here because Vander Kane with the blonde hair is taking
Oh.
one. Oh, geez, pulling the hair.
This part, that
Sir.
doesn't seem right.
Sir, don't pull a headlock.
Chokehold, full chokehold. That guy's
Pulling
going
hair,
out.
choke. What is
Lights
going
out
on?
for you, buds.
It's gonna be.
Jeez.
He's got it cinched in there. Dan?
Yeah, he's got it on. It's
locked.
Under the
It's under
chin.
the chin. It's
Yeah.
locked in. Boy, that's weird because they're all wearing the same colored jersey. I
And
thought
the
they were
security guys right there. Really,
Well, they're spread thin at this point because it looks like the end of the game. A lot of fights happening.
that's why we need another one.
Can
I
we
can't
see the-
wait to get up there.
Can we see the grown man pulling the blonde lady's hair?
No, do we? It
what
is
are
a
we
lady,
doing
right?
here?
I assume it's a
I
lady.
assume it's a lady, but you don't pull anyone's hair. It's a Richard move. Look at this.
Feels like it's over.
She's already hurt. She's dropped to a knee. We're trying to get out of here. Yank.
calmly walks over there.
What
too,
is
and
going
just
on?
goes, yeah.
Jeez, Hippo Tank, settle down. You know what? I made a decision. They don't deserve another home game this year.
Yeah, safety first, Ryan. I'm with you.
I'm
with
tired
Ryan.
of seeing
Yeah.
people get injured.
I
don't
can't be
want,
seeing Karen's tapping out every intermission here because the Oilers are down a couple goals. Come on, smarten up, Edmonton. You're better than
the
this.
healthcare
Maybe
system is already
strained.
Strained. We can't. No.
You know, some people get the tattoo of their so and so Stanley Cup champions.
Yeah,
or
I want this one.
These people have like scars. It's like, hey, what did that happen? Oh yeah, that's my
Game 5.
that's my game 5,
Jack, can we make T-shirts of this potentially as soon as tomorrow?
2025. Now he doesn't have, so he's got it under the chin,
Gotta get.
but that hand needs to be on
Yeah.
top there. I would
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
You
he's got to
gotta-
lock it in right now. I think.
Yeah,
He's locking
so
it in, and it's interesting because Mr. Cardigan
Lance Armstrong
is going at the hair puller. Yeah, Lance Armstrong's going at the hair puller
Yeah.
here, which so I'm actually on his side a bit here.
kind of not
Lock that in.
exactly live strong.
If this guy passes out, everyone in the section's better off after his hair pulling bullshit.
Yeah. Stop doing that, you guys.
No.
Like,
Keep,
just stop it.
keep battling. Never say die. Battle.
That one where
You
the
know,
kid,
it's just so positive and everyone's so friendly. And, it's a cultural, it's just a great big family.
when that kid stuck his chin out and then let the guy sucker him, it's not even a sucker because he was like, yeah, go ahead, hit me.
You got to listen for trains?
I missed
That wasn't
one.
the
Can you
guy
show
for
me that?
trains.
There's so many. There was that like,
I
I
think
mean, he was eventually
maybe
listening.
at the end of the week you could compile.
yeah. Because I know at the Moss Pit, they had the ladies tag team belts up the other night.
Yeah.
It was the 2 on
There was
2.
that, yeah.
Do you have to pay extra to go to the Moss Pit to see that?
No,
is
do you
that-
remember the guy was kind of standing there and he got poked and he went back and clunked his head?
Oh, yeah, that was in the
falling
Moss Pit too.
backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway.
He hit hard on the back of his head.
Little
yeah.
less pain and suffering. Maybe we wrap this thing tonight.
Come on, guys.
That's your Pinder Report on a game day.
Village Honda. They still want to buy that pre-owned vehicle of yours?
Damn right they do, Dean.
You're maybe not even thinking about it. Well, you know what? Think about it.
Shit.
Give it some thought. Payment within 24 hours. No obligation. They're not going to be calling you and pestering you, putting you in rear naked chokes. They're not going to do it.
Not no hair pulling.
Nope.
Okay, that's
None of that. It's all very above board.
How do you
Village
get out
Honda.
of the rear naked? Do you know how?
It's
It's hard. You need a tag team partner to come in.
I think you tap out.
Shovel
That's how you
that.
get out of it.
Or,
Yeah.
You tap out and then they let you out of it.
if anyone's got more of those clips, please send them in.
Jack's got a lot archived.
I feel like we could do an hour a day on that stuff.
Do you
'cause they're
think,
everywhere.
kind of in the summer when things are a little quieter, we could just take the day off and say,
Go to
this
the
is our show?
the Oiler fight cam?
Maybe I can host the show, Rhett. That work?
Yeah.
Screw off for a while. Works for me.
When's the last time you've been in a fight?
I think we talked about this not long ago, and I actually thought about this like this morning. I will never fight again in my life.
Yeah.
I have no interest in
And I
fighting.
think I actually thought about this because I dreamt I was in high school and about to get in a fight right in the
Yeah. The Dukes were up.
I haven't really been in
Yeah.
one. I got clocked in the face outside a bar, but
I feel like you'd be a different person if you had.
yeah, I agree. But I do
Not
find
to
a way
say that you're a
weasel
guy
out
that
of it.
should have been beaten up a time or two, but I feel like your tone and tenor would be a little different if you did get punched in the mouth a few
I
times.
think what we really are mistaking is my incredible ability to weasel out of spots where I should be getting punched.
Because I know what happens when you just take regular Pinder and then add fuel.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It becomes a lot more punchable.
It's toxic.
People were throwing fists at us in Edmonton outside of a hockey game at the old
Mm.
rectal center, whatever they called it.
You don't want to do that.
No.
No.
You should come up. I'm good.
No, I don't. I think
Could you survive a fight?
my fighting career is over. I've given up rollerblading,
All
as
right,
I
here's
told
the
you.
question though. You've made your way to the Hippo tank and you're part of the band, living it up.
You're in trouble if you're on blue. Those are the ones.
Well,
getting
hey,
in fights.
listen.
And this happens. What are
Like,
you gonna
there's
do?
self-defense, right? If you got to stand up for yourself. But I can't imagine being in a setting where I'm so angry at you right now over
You?
something you've said.
Me outside. Let's go.
It's like, where are we going? Was it hot dogs? Hot dog cart? What are we going outside for?
9-9
who's
challenge.
Like what?
My round or yours?
9-9 challenge. What?
The sports team that I cheer for. I hate your sports team.
What could it?
What
God,
could that lady have
Jack,
said?
if we could use AI and some people that know data or
Mhm.
data,
Yeah.
and we could find those folks, I would love to get in touch with a few of the people that have been duking it out, and
Yeah.
just to understand. Okay, what was the?
I hope Karen the Blonde's okay.
Yeah, where was
that
the
was a
tipping
vicious
point?
hair pull?
Where was the tipping point?
Yeah.
Who decided to chuck first and why?
Like that clip there, we need context. We talked
Yes.
but it feels like that looked like a tame situation
These aren't,
Where-
and they're not kids.
where Blondie did not need to get
Can you
her
show
hair
again, Jack?
pulled.
I wish that video started sooner because I do feel like we're missing something important. None of that made sense when we saw it. Although none of it really ever does make sense.
No, none of it does make sense, but it would be interesting because these are adults, aren't they?
Oh, these are grown adults, yes.
If there's such a thing up
Yeah,
there.
Karen the Blonde is trying to just recover from some sort
These
of a
are
blow.
veterans.
And then look at this vicious hair pull. Like, what kind of a loser are you?
Just slowly slid over there and was like, I am going to
This is my
reef.
chance.
Thank goodness Lance was there.
I've always wanted to pull this lady's hair. What are you doing?
Khakis on. I got my green.
Didn't
Yeah, I wonder if the guy in
stop him to
Kahikis is
begin.
he works for the Oilers or something. He's not dressed like the other ones. What's going on above?
What is
that
going
the-
on?
Jeez, there's another
is that a
takedown
front?
there.
That looked like a front.
Jeez.
Right there? Yeah.
Yeah, like in the
That
row
person.
up from khaki.
The
Yeah,
girl in
behind the key.
There's
Yeah.
someone on
Right
hands
there.
and
Sure,
knees
what's going on there?
Got him in the headlock there.
or something.
Yeah, that could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, they do
Big
say
fan of
it's
the Blue Jackets.
quite a vibe up at the Hippo Tank.
What a spot. What a town.
What a night.
Um,
I want this tattooed on me, by the
Is
way.
this included with the exorbitant price of the ticket, or do you have to go earn this?
Is this how you get $20 off if you promise to fight? What's the deal?
yeah, well, I think that there's a greater likelihood of that happening if you the more of those $20 beers that you have or whatever they got up there. Not sure how that works. If you are, hey, listen, there is a hockey game tonight,
Mhm.
and maybe rather than watching it in the comfort of your own home, maybe you'd like to go out somewhere and check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our buddies at Greta, they're doing it. It's not a 999 this time.
Jack,
They're not. You don't have to eat 5
You don't
hot
have to
dogs.
stop at 5.5, Jack. You
You
can
don't
just have
have- yeah,
one
you don't
or
have to
whatever.
sign up and
Maybe a
fake
third of
away
a
shit.
dog, whatever dainty amount you like.
There you go. Sound up. Game atmosphere. Good buddies. Just good people.
free hugs
Look
from
at
her?
that Jersey. You get a free hour of gaming.
Look at that.
Easy, Rhett.
What?
Careful. This vision's slowly going away.
Settle.
What?
So there you go. Greta.
Yeah, text the word
Buddies at
hockey.
Greta.
There you go.
Wonder how Casey's doing.
He will be a bag of nerves
Yeah,
today.
he will be.
Just on edge.
Yeah.
Jack and I ran into a few
Well, they're everywhere.
on edge Oilers fans.
Well,
after the
you know
Game
what?
5 debacle.
As a word of caution for our good pal here, who we truly care about, and
Yeah.
don't-
Kind of.
you best shut up when you're running into those folk because they're taking it real serious, apparently. And I'm not convinced that
Yeah.
you want now. Jack might have your back, but
I don't want my teeth to get knocked out. So the Pinder Report yesterday, the Blue Jays, Jose Barrios.
This is a pet shark.
Is this AI or is this real, boys? Rhett, back to you.
This is a huge snake.
So the kangaroo's got these huge fangs.
what a story that would be. So Jack and Pinder decided to go to Greta
Right in
last
his
night.
face.
And yeah, there's a bit of some facial growth over here.
Yeah, swelling, swollen, blue,
little twist to
yeah,
the
coloration.
I remember.
Not so much here
Yeah.
or here, but
We worked with a guy who oddly was an Oiler fan back at the old barn.
really.
And he came to work one day and did have the not so much here or here, but right
around
here going.
Yeah.
It's like, so what? And the story was he was lying on his couch in the basement watching TV, got up to go wherever and tripped on his blanket and fell down and hit his head.
Oh,
right.
It's like, weren't you out on Stephen Ave doing a bunch of boozing? The game was on, weren't you?
It's a convenient story.
No.
I tripped on
I
my
tripped on
blankie.
my blanket in my basement at home.
love my.
It was my Oilers blankie. It got all tangled.
Sure you did. That happens a lot. I can't tell you how many times a day I trip over my blankets at home.
Maybe next
Yeah.
time take some Mako with you.
That's right. Anyway, good stuff. Well, now we've got some Bet365. We kind of showed the Bet365 earlier.
Showed you some
Conn
odds,
Smythe, but we
yeah.
got a little bit more because there
Got a
is.
couple tonight.
And I'll tell you what, I went to the app before the start of the show. They have got a ton of stuff on there for this game tonight.
Wide range of markets.
Yeah. So they've got your usual game action, but for special tonight,
Some
some
specials.
specials in there. Get into the action for the Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365. They got you. Still got the game props, player props, totals, money line, even the Stanley Cup champ. Be a Conn Smythe winner. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in the game, official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older.
Now, what's been working really well for the Florida Panthers? Scoring in the first period. So we've got two bets on the right. Panthers to be leading by one or more at the 10-minute mark. That's happened a fair amount. Panthers to be leading after 20 minutes. That's been happening all the time. On the other side, the Rat Parlay. Kachuk, Bennett, Marchand. All brought in by Bill Zito. All Rats. All dirt under their nails. All playoff performers. All having a great series. Let's get the Rat combo. Plus 300.
There you go. And that's for the game. That's not period or
That's just tonight.
period
Points, 1 point
specific,
each. Is that you like the Rat Pack, Rat?
I love the rat.
There you go.
There you have it.
I'd love to see one of them get an empty netter.
Boy, I love
Those
empty
are
netters.
important.
To
Yeah.
trigger that, yeah.
Honestly, this spring's really taught me a lot about empty netters. Dean especially leading the charge, but my fondness and my love of them continues to grow.
Yeah. I love that one the other night.
Yeah, it's a good one. Long distance too, eh? Good aim.
Brad Marchand. What a guy. What a player. What a guy.
God, he's lovable.
Yeah. I mean, we love Sam, right?
yeah.
We're just that's natural, but something about that Marchand guy. Phew. Great guy. Such a good guy. It's like you want good things to happen to good people.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. I'll do the just I'll do a little super chat. Throughout the course of the show, if you made a donation, you put a comment in the YouTube thing. We'll show it right now and then take that money that you donated generously and send it to the Youth Centers of Calgary.
Nice thing about Marchand is he's loved everywhere.
He yeah, how don't you?
Beloved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How don't you?
Tom the Trucker.
Fellas, vegans and Coilers fans are so annoying. No, I'm not quitting meat and dairy. And no, I'm not cheering for the GD Soilers. Go Cats.
You see how much money he put down?
It was $9 and
That's a hell of a comment. Right
appreciate you, Tom.
Well done, Tommy. Yeah.
Vegans,
Eat what you want. Cheer for who you want.
not quitting meat and dairy. R&B, 6.99. How great would Marchand look in a Flames jersey in the Battle of Alberta for 8.5 per year for 3 years? Let's go Panthers.
Were the yellow in Boston, a bit of red in Florida? How would those two together look? And count?
I mean, yeah.
You look good anywhere, to be honest.
I think-
Edmonton, I don't know. I don't like blue and him go along well.
No. I think he likes the way he looks in Panther colors.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That blue would give him a Smurfy type of.
Don't need
appearance.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No good.
To be King Silver? Sure.
It will be an interesting of all you talk about Bennett's contract and what's the Marner thing going to be.
Mhm.
What's this guy going to do?
Well, it was Ehlers and Ekblad, and all of a sudden it's like, well, why aren't we talking about this guy more? He's kind of had a monster playoffs.
Because he was horseshit in Boston before.
Pretty good.
He's hurt for a long time. Playoffs. So it's really good in playoffs.
R&B back in 279. The Oiler greaser stain ends tonight. Go Panthers.
Not sure what that means.
No, it's just, you know what it is? I just think it's,
Data.
I got more shit to say.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm here for it. Okay, go Panthers.
Attaboy R&B.
Hmm?
279.
Jack Bauer, $2. Why is Rhett's wife the shoveler?
The hell she got to do with anything?
I never
Don't worry
heard.
about my wife, Jack Bauer.
Oh,
Yeah,
personal,
Jack,
Jack.
keep your hands off his wife.
Oh,
all right?
What's what?
because
Hey,
I've got
Jack,
bad
maybe tell us
shoulders.
about your wife.
Yeah, send us a pic.
$2. That's, I mean,
It's up to the ante there. if you
I
want the
can't
answer.
shovel.
What'd you
That's
say?
why.
No, $2 he doesn't get the answer.
oh.
Kids deserve better than that.
Al Goss, $8.90. You have spoken of how Kipper's elite play covered warts and kept us mediocre for years. With that in mind, is the best path to trade Dustin Wolf?
Finally, we have the answer. Thank
Don't
you,
like
Al,
that.
for texting in. And
Because if you get rid of Wolf, then you'll be really bad.
and
You
it'll
will be
draft
bad.
high.
I do
Yeah.
agree with that
And
part.
we should have traded Kipper. He's an absolute pain in the ass.
Screwed us.
Really?
Yeah,
Screwed everybody. Screwed the Flames.
I'm tired.
Did they really put his number in the rafters after all that shit he did for the team?
Yeah. What did he do? Jerk.
I know what you're saying though, Al. If you want a top 3 pick, you got to be bad. And if you want to be bad, you probably need some S goaltending.
Bad
And
goaltending is huge for that.
I
think
do
you
want to
probably-
remind Al that Boston's picking 7, Nashville's picking 5. Those are teams that we would have had real high in the old caliber goaltending list at the start of the year. So crazy things happen in this.
probably trade Dustin.
Ilya Sorokin's team is picking 1. Don't trade Dustin Wolf.
I'd hang on to him.
Bollock Racing, $50.
Wow.
Great show as always. Haven't been able to bring myself to get hoofed in the pecker yet.
Pardon me.
If there's a game 7, in-laws are doing a Coiler watch party. Is it in good taste to wear my Flames Warner jersey I got when I was 12? Might be a tight fit.
I don't know what game 7's.
I want you comfortable. I don't. You wear what you want, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hoofed in the pecker.
I don't know that we don't want you to get hoofed in the pecker.
I thought he was talking about a vasectomy at the beginning.
And beyond that, I don't want you to have to wear a jersey to a game 7 or any of that. Focus
Nope.
on tonight.
You do you. Get dialed tonight.
I mean,
Don't
in-laws,
I'll tell you what the Oilers and the Panthers aren't doing. They're not looking past tonight.
No, one at a time.
Dial it in.
Dial it in, BR.
focus. Thank you for that.
At any time you wear a Warner jersey.
That donation, that's a big one.
I like that kid's.
Now, we had a late one come in the other day, Jack.
Yeah, a late one. You can
Friday, I
send
believe.
supers after the show ends. So this guy did that.
All
I
right.
think this was also the day that we couldn't end the show because the Russian bots got us.
Right.
That's right.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
people kept supering and the show's already over.
From
$10.
John 10 Bean. Hey, boys. Always enjoy listening to your show as I'm working the fields of good old Gem, Alberta.
Wow.
My question today would be for Rhett as a former player. I have never gotten why these athletes with the best training and nutritional resources available have such a hard time putting in 15 to 20 minutes of their absolute best every 3 days. As a farmer, pretty used to putting in 18-hour days. Simply cannot wrap my head around why. When you're competing for a Stanley Cup, it's that difficult to just give it your absolute best. I simply don't believe fatigue should be a factor after 3 days rest. Thanks for the great show, boys. Almost every day. Go
Fanters.
Fanters.
Big Philly Fanters guy.
Yeah.
Panthers?
Fanters.
Maybe meant, I don't know. Panthers?
Fanteros?
Maybe that H is in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
The Pharaohs?
Some Jack spelling there.
Seriously. Major Jack punctuation in there.
And I appreciate the great show almost every day.
Yeah, all weekends
Take
we don't
that.
we don't have
Take
shows on the
that.
weekends.
Take
You
that.
know that. Yeah.
So what's the deal with you friggin' lazy
Yeah,
athletes? Every 3 days you can't.
It's all that radiation, Dean, when you're going up
'Cause
and
you're
down
flying?
the plane and the flying.
Because
and
most people have like a 9 to 5. They'd work like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You guys have like a
then you got
1 hour game like 3 times a week and you can't work harder?
Yeah, the Panthers had the Arkells or something playing at the outside or practicing for the game 1 when they're
I
waking
was
them
in
up.
Edmonton, yeah.
In the moss pit, yeah.
It's a lot to overcome. This
You know the thing with that band is they're not the Ark, it's just Arkells.
It's kind of annoying. And you know what? It's not the Ice District, it's Ice District.
Yeah, it's you.
Good fit for those two.
I guess so.
It's like poop going right back
Yeah.
into the.
there's no excuses, John. They should be able to show.
You're right.
Also, I've been around farmers, and though they may put in an 18-hour day.
Yeah.
A lot of sandwiches, couple beers here or there.
A lot of lunches, coffees,
Drinking your
Yeah.
sports talk podcasts.
days.
I see you working in Gem, Alberta.
Any days off there in December?
We go check on the fence poles today.
Yeah, you're doing a
Oh,
lot
still
of
frozen. All right.
soil testing in January out in Gem. Is that what you're doing out there?
Yeah, still frozen.
Hmm.
There's tests over.
Yep. Come back tomorrow, I guess.
Still under the
Check
ice.
it again.
We love you, John.
Okay, so tomorrow, earlier show.
What?
Yeah.
Did we talk about this?
We're talking about right now.
You got
Tomorrow-
somewhere to be, Red.
I got so much on the go, Jack.
He's so busy.
You've been away.
Yeah, it all
Got
backs
catching up
up
to do.
Yeah.
So much.
Earlier show, but again, I don't know that that's going to impact anybody. Because if you come in at your normal time and it's it's already started.
You just started.
It's not like it's the 80s. It's like I'm missing half of the Dukes of Hazzard. I wonder what happened. No, you just back it
Just
up.
press play at the beginning.
Bag it up.
up, Tab. Back it up.
It'll be there for you. Because we've got my thinking is probably some insults to hurl at the Origin Golf Tournament.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some heckling there.
I was going to get one of those loud things.
Oh, the
those
megaphones. Yeah, I had one of those once that people did not like that.
Yeah. Just kind of right in somebody's backswing. Let them know that they got some swass going. Shit your pants. So we'll be out doing that tomorrow.
Got dirt in your neck.
So we'll be and no Noodles because he's flying
We
somewhere.
get him Thursday. It's perfect.
I hope he gets to go home, eh?
Yeah, it'd be nice. Boy, he traveled a lot this year.
So much
A
flying.
lot of miles.
He doesn't need any more flights.
He's got a lot of radiation red. He needs to get back home so he can work harder.
So no Noodles, early show, but it will be Game 6 reaction.
And 1 p.m. today. Conroy, you, myself, debuts on Flames Nation.
That's right.
In 1 hour.
Here's a little taste of said conversation. See you, buddies.
So I guess a lot of the conversations we've had is very, very big picture and this fan base is having. And it's like, okay, you're watching the Oilers and the Panthers play. It's like, is this a team that's a few tweaks or free agent ads away from being in that level? Do you have to tear it down to the strips? Is there a healthy middle ground? And there might not be more of like an indicator of where this organization will go than with how you deal with Rasmus Anderson. What have the conversations been like? Because clearly on July 1, you can choose to extend him. He's got 1 year left on his deal. But you and Rasmus as parties have to be at least close on numbers. So what have the conversations been and how do you sort of move forward? Because one path is keeping a veteran and the other is potentially moving him for younger assets.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, even when at the end of the season, kind of when he left, he wanted to just take a mental break, not talk about any of this. So so now, over the last week, we've reached out to them and now we've started the dialogue. So it's the beginning of the process. We definitely have a term and number that we like, and they have a term and number they like. And that's where it kind of, it begins, but that's part of the process. And it's, I think it'll kind of, I think when you're looking how this goes, it will determine, a little bit of what path we're going to go down, so it's never easy. And Rasmus has been unbelievable. I mean, the way he played with the, the broken leg and to do what he did, to try to get us in. I mean, he's been an ultimate team guy for us and we love him, but again, it's a business too, and it has to work for both sides. So, we'll continue to see where we're at with the two of us and move from there.